we talk about social and emotional well-being as something that we focus on in MCPS, and that means so much. It's such a loaded word. Really, social and emotional well-being means being able to be a member of the community and understanding when somebody might need a helping hand, that you try and contribute and chip in to make sure that you can give them assistance. And this is the story about some students who did just that. Ibrahim, who's here, had a wheelchair that was non-functioning for him in terms of what he needed to do to get around his school. And so his fellow classmates decided to raise the money, tens of thousands of dollars, to buy a new wheelchair for Ibrahim. And they set up a GoFundMe and GoFund Ibra campaign and raised the money to do this on their own. Nobody came to these students and said, hey, you should do this so that you can get accolades, or you should do this so that you can get student service learning hours. They did this because they cared. They did this because they knew in their hearts it was the right thing to do. And so I'm joined with two of the students, Brandon Rodriguez and Clarence McNeary, who deserve a tremendous amount of respect and admiration and applause for what they did in lending their hearts and their souls to lift up a fellow classmate. I just met Ibrahim just a few minutes ago. His spirit is infectious. His smile, there it is. Gonna make me cry, man. He's so positive. His desire for independence, his want to be able to do things on his own, his willingness to try new things and step out of the box and continue to push himself to do and to achieve is just tremendous. And so it's a no-brainer that these students would feel that spirit from Ibrahim and want to work with him. And so it's just the perfect story. I'm going to shut up and read this proclamation because I could be here all day talking about the great things that this story represents. But Ibrahim, who's also known as Ibra for short, is a 19-year-old with a positive attitude and spirit despite having athetoid cerebral palsy, which has taken him from the use of his arms and legs, but he's overcome the significant life change of moving from Nairobi, Kenya, where there is restricted access to health care, to the Gaithersburg area when he was only 13. And whereas Lollipop Kids Foundation, in coordination with Ibra's school, was able to donate a refurbished wheelchair for him to use, and Ibra used that wheelchair for the next 6 years, despite having outgrown it. And whereas the students in the Watkins Mill High School Learning for Independence program, which Ibra participates in, came up with a plan to raise $8,000 in upgrades to his old chair, never thinking that their thoughtful, selfless act of compassion would take wings and fly, eventually raising more than $32,335 in less than a year, bringing together not just this group of students, but the school and the community and beyond. And what started off as a bake sale quickly became a crowdfunding effort and outreach to media, a story that caught the attention of people throughout the country who wanted to help Ibra, even though many didn't even know him. Whereas Ibra is now being custom fitted for a $25,000 power wheelchair that will allow him the opportunity to travel on public transportation and will make him gain employment once he acquires his certificate of completion from Watkins Mill High School. And the additional funds raised will go to help make sure that Ibra meets his future medical needs. So now, therefore, be it resolved that the County Council of Montgomery County, Maryland is proud to recognize Ibra Semia and the entire Watkins Mill High School community that supported him. And we salute the students who sought to help him and rallied the support, that effort, and made sure that Ibra had a better life for their fellow student. Presented this 6th day of October in the year 2015, signed by Council Member George Leventhal. Congratulations.
Ibra's just very grateful, even to the point when all this was going on, he asked for it to stop because he felt like he was using everybody, and he was taking advantage of people. But I told him, and with the help of other teachers, that people were inspired by his story and wanted to help him. It wasn't that he was taking advantage of everybody. So I think that's just a testament to who he is as a person and how he feels about this whole thing. And what do you think? You enjoying all this?
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think about the whole fundraiser?
I can say nothing, as I think this whole thing is cool.
Whole thing is cool. Thinks the whole thing's very amazing, and so.
I'll say something. On behalf of Watkins Mill High School, I am the principal, Carol Goddard. I want to thank the county council for the proclamation and all the love and spirit that goes around this young man. So thank you.
Thank you. All right. Want to take a picture? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Absolutely. I apologize.
Thank you.
Yep.
Well, Abra's a good friend of mine. He inspired me, and I contacted a bunch of local news stations. Maybe you guys have catched the story on Channel 9 or Channel 4. They came over to the school and interviewed him along with Clarence. It was really fun. We've raised over 30 grand. I'm proud of this guy. Thank you.
My role was mostly taken on social media. I tweeted the link to Ibra's story about 3 times, and I got a total of about 8,000 views in about 2 weeks. So I just decided, that everyone gets on social media, whether they're really interested or not. Everyone has to see it. So I just put it somewhere that his story couldn't be ignored, and we raised the money for Ibra because he's part of the Watkins Mill community, and I love him like my brother.